Hello everyone, my name is Maria Salinas. I'm an admissions counselor at HACC, and today I'm just going to show you how to complete your dual enrollment or college in the high school application online. So your first step is just going to be getting to the main HACC website. It's www.hacc.edu. Your home screen is going to look something like this. And then you're going to click on this blue box over here on the right side of your screen. If you're on a phone or a tablet, this might be at the bottom, so just scroll down until you see Apply, Visit, and Give. You're going to click on this Apply button, and then you're going to scroll down and click somewhere down the middle of the page where it has How do I apply and complete the free online application for admissions. If you have seen this page before, or if it looks vaguely familiar, please make sure to try and log into your account. If you have forgotten your password, you can just click that link there and go ahead and do the password reset. If you haven't done this before, if this is your first time seeing this page, then click on Create Account, and you are going to fill out all of your personal information on here. It is going to ask you to provide us a cell phone number or other forms of contact, so please make sure you input something that you feel comfortable getting emails or getting texts from us. If you would like to make sure that you don't receive texts from HACC regarding information like your financial aid status or like campus closures or anything like that, up here in the top section, you're going to click No, and that removes that as a required field. The other parts that you're really going to want to make sure that you answer correctly is under the personal information section. There's a question that asks, do you intend to take college credit courses while still in high school? You're going to want to make sure you answer yes and put your graduation year. So if you are a junior, you're looking at about 2 years from now. If you're a senior, you're looking at the spring of next year. You are also going to want to make sure when you get to your user account login information, be sure you put in an email address that you use regularly and check. This is where all of your HACC communications is going to go to at first, anything regarding your HACC application. And you also want to make sure under academic program, you can search for dual enrollment or college in the high school. This is going to make sure that your application is marked as a current high school student, and you are not coming in as a new income. Okay, once you have created your application, you are going to come to a page that looks something similar to this. This is our sample application page, so there are going to be far fewer applications on here for you than this account currently has. But you are still going to want to click on Create a New Application. When you click on this link, you are going to want to click the second option for Start a Dual Enrollment Application. This is going to apply again whether you are college in the high school or dual enrollment. Make sure you select the second link, and then you are going to, this might already be filled in for you, pre-selected, but you're going to be just verifying that the information is correct. For most high schools, you are starting dual enrollment either during the fall or spring semester. If you think you might be able to start in summer, just confirm that with your guidance counselor. Which campus you want to attend, you can select whatever feels appropriate. And then again, academic program, search for dual enrollment high school. You're going to click submit, and that'll get you started on your application. The first page that you are going to see is going to ask you again if you are a current high school student. It does ask if you're a junior or a senior, but if you are a sophomore filling this in so that you can start taking classes as a junior, go ahead and select yes. And then do you plan to take college credit courses prior to graduation? Again, that answer is yes. It's also going to ask you at this point if you intend to take classes at your high school, which would be college and high school, at a HACC campus or online, or doing both. Fill in whatever is most appropriate for your high school and for your situation. If you're not sure, contact your admissions counselor at HACC or your guidance counselor at your high school. So once you select this option, hit Save and Continue, and it is going to give you this information about some additional requirements. If your high school does not release student transcripts to you prior to your graduation, you can just email your guidance office and have them email one to their admissions counselor at HACC. You're going to save and continue, and then again, it's going to have a lot of this information pre-filled in because it's what you use to create your account. So we can just go through, make sure everything looks correct. Again, if there's an asterisk, that means it's required, so make sure you fill that in, or you can select no and skip right ahead. Now, the application does ask for your social security number. Please know that that is not a required field. If you choose to put your social security number on here, it's just going to be an additional way to identify you in case there are multiple students with your same name already on file. But when you get to the high school information portion, there are a couple of different ways that you can search for your school, but I'm going to show you my favorite one is really just by typing in the full or partial name of your school. So I work with a lot of my Harrisburg students. So let's say you are looking for Susquehanna Township. All I put in was SUSQ, and then you can go down here and select your appropriate school. Click that, and then you hit select, and it has been selected for you. The other option for you to search your school is by selecting your country. You're looking in the state of Pennsylvania, and then you can type in your city. So if we're, say, now looking for a school in Lebanon, this is going to give you all of the different schools in that Lebanon area, or we can search for a school in York, wherever your school is located. But again, you're going to click it and then hit select so that it is marked on your application. If your high school happens to not be listed and you've tried searching for it a couple of different ways, you can always select this "My High School is not listed" in the menu above and type in your high school's name as well as their address or additional information so we can find it. Again, we are going to ask you if you are taking HACC classes prior to graduating high school. This is a dual enrollment or college in the high school application, so you'll select yes, and you'll put in the month and year that you expect to graduate. You don't need to put in your high school GPA if you don't know it. However, if you know it and you want to share, feel free to do that as well. And you've put in for your account and for some of the pages earlier. Your entry term should most likely be a fall or spring semester. Academic program is dual enrollment, admit type, high school dual enrollment. And then for some of these other questions, you can just answer whatever feels most right to you. If you're planning on taking maybe just 1 or 2 classes at HACC while you are still a high school student, most of you are going to select part-time. And then whether or not you are interested in pursuing a degree online or taking any classes online, you can answer those questions as well. If you are filling this out as a student interested in just doing college and the high school classes, you do not want to come on campus or do online classes at all, you can just fill this in with the campus that is closest to you or whichever campus is going to be working with you and the paperwork. So if you live in Lebanon County, put in Lebanon campus. If you are closest to the Harrisburg campus, you would select that, and then York, Gettysburg, and so on. When you get to the release of information, it is going to be very important that you make sure you provide permission for HACC to release any of your academic data to your high school. You are automatically going to be required to provide your test and academic records data, and this is again just so that they can input grades into your high school transcripts, or so that we can communicate with them as far as your academic standing at HACC goes. The optional ones are going to be student account information and personal information. You can toggle these off or on if you want, but this is just so that in case you forget things like your HACC ID number or your My HACC login information, and your guidance counselor can email us, we can provide that information to them as well. The third-party release information is not required, although I highly, 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 highly recommend that you fill this out. This is going to give us permission to give any of the information that you choose to share with a parent, guardian, sibling, anybody who might currently be helping with the college and the high school or dual enrollment process with you. This is going to include information about like your tuition due or your registration information. It's going to give us permission to talk to them about the kinds of classes that you might be enrolled in or interested in taking. So make sure that you fill in this information for whomever is going to want to know that information from us. As far as the release of information end date, I always recommend that you select your high school graduation date. So most of the time it'll be around June. You can put June 1st, you can put June 30th, or if you know your exact date of when you would want that release of information to end. And then moving forward, all of your information is yours. It is private. You will not, or HACC will not be sharing that with anybody except you unless you give us your permission. I always recommend that students preview before submission. Make sure that you have gone over everything. If there are any errors, they will be flagged up here. I haven't filled this application out at all, so that's why I'm seeing so many. But if you see errors, you can just click on that link and it'll take you directly to where you have an error so you can fill it out. And once you have everything completed, once there are no more errors, type in your name and submit your application. Once you have completed your application and it is done, it is submitted, if you go to your account homepage, you're going to see this neat little bar that tells you the status of your application. So if it says action required, that means that there are those errors. If it has started or completed, but if it doesn't say submitted, that means you are not done yet. You need to submit your application in order for us to be able to finalize your application and process it. You can also click on that application and where it says supplemental documents, items and documents up at the top, click on that. And if you do have your high school transcript, you can submit those, upload those here. Please try and submit those as PDF documents or Word documents. Images do not work super well with our system, so try and submit those as a PDF. All right, guys, so that's about it. If you have any questions, you guys can always contact your admissions counselors. You guys can always contact your high school guidance office. And of course, you guys can feel free to contact me. Again, my name is Maria, and thank you so much. We're hoping to have you on campus very soon, and welcome to the dual enrollment or college and the high school program. Bye.